Hey all, Hiwa here. So today I am taking out my Minotaur and I want to celebrate my 17 win streak with you guys. And this is my build. It's an agile build using radar, and as you can tell I'm using CARA MCMORDOFF here. And that's to make my Minotaur stand out, because nothing stands out more than a bunch of green tracers being spewed all over the map every 3 seconds or so. And as you can see, we have run 3 of everything on it really. 2.3 rudder, 38 knots, and 64 win rate at nearly 750 battles. I've been playing the ship a lot because I'm trying to get my battles above 807, so I can get the Warships out of my top 5 ships. So as I mentioned, I set a personal record, I think, doing 17 continuous wins in my Agile Radar Minotaur here yesterday. And this is one of the battles I'm going to show you here. I don't remember doing any more victories in a row than this. So this battle here is on Shards, and it's my favorite map. And Minotaur is just perfect ship for this map here, especially when you get the A or the C spawn. Because most destroyers tend to just rush in, and I mean, if they don't do that, then they're just gonna give the cap away, that's a mistake, and it puts most players in a pretty awful situation, really. So they kind of think, oh, I have to push in, I have to do something, and then they just get wiped out by a Minotaur in here with radar, and well, it's almost a certain win when you do that. Almost, not always. So in this case here, no one actually contests the cap, which is unusual. At least there's always a destroyer here, or even a battleship moving in to take possession of the cap. But in this case here, no one seems to really care, and it's all explained in a minute. I'm gonna give it away now, because it turns out that it seems that the Shimakaze starting over here on this camp was AFK. And again, it just underlines that if you're going to play a destroyer and you're gonna be AFK for even just a minute, like the beginning minute of the game, you can see that in the first minute of this game, I already took this cap. I already put the red team behind on a trajectory that's going to mean that it's going to be really hard for them. So you can see the destroyer there, he's just sitting out there. And there's a really naughty Minotaur here as well. There's just some torpedoes I have to worry about first before I can, worry about the Minnow. But he's gotten all the way around here. That's never happened to me before. That's actually quite a good play, and I was a bit surprised. He must have been really quick. He must have like some sort of speed build on his Minotaur, because that was quick, and he was also unspotted the whole time. So a good plan. He's not executing it very well, sitting there broadside, and again, battleships are just unreliable. I have a battleship over here, but he's totally oblivious to this Minotaur here. That's just sitting there waiting to get citadel broadside on and everything. And yeah, don't know what is going on there. I mean, if I was that battleship, I would do anything in my power to wipe that Minotaur out. But yeah, not happening. So look at the destroyer here. And what a grand play that was. Like, he smoked me up, and he knows exactly what's going on. So I know for a fact that I can trust this destroyer going forward, because he obviously knows what's going on. So I have my sonar on, so those torps were not really a surprise anyway, but at least now I know where exactly they are coming from. So the Minnow has gone in hiding behind the island, and that's okay. I mean, we have the cap, don't really care. If you want to do that, that's fine, you're just wasting time. So we're almost 5 minutes into the battle now, and the Shima is still AFK. So I'm just assuming that this guy's gonna remain AFK for the rest of the game, so I don't really care about him. That's why I don't go for that Shima, because I'm thinking, well, he's not gonna come and join the battle. So we have to focus on the Minotaur, because he's actually in quite a nasty spot out there, especially when my battleship is, uncooperative. Let's put it like that. And I mean, I have to deal with him, because we cannot leave a Minotaur over here on the flank. That's a big no-no. We're gonna have to do something about it. And luckily this Conqueror here, like they always are shooting HE. I mean, shooting HE as a Minotaur is just a waste of time. If you have HE loaded, I would recommend that you even switch to AP before you fire, because it's just a waste. Conqueror AP is something to fear. HE is like a slight annoyance, not really worth it. So that's the end of the Conqueror right there. And that means that we have a little bit more leeway, a little bit more room to play around here because we got rid of that battleship. And as you can tell, the shimmer has come to life. I don't know why. We're like 5 minutes into the battle here. 5 minutes. And he hasn't moved until now. I mean, what are you thinking? Like, just honestly. Crazy stuff right there. So this gives us, well, it gives me the perfect opportunity to get rid of this other Minotaur here. Because I can't leave this flank until he's dealt with. Because as you saw before, my battleship is like totally unreliable. And it seems that he's been sunk actually. I didn't realize until actually watching the video now. How did that even happen? Okay, that's a mystery. Anyway, there he is, and he's a little bit overconfident, coming out again broadside. And rule number 1 when you play a Minotaur is like, don't go broadside, especially when you're facing another Minotaur. And I don't get as many citadels as I should here. Usually this is like a 2-shot thing, 2-shot affair. You know, you get one broadside off, another broadside off, and they just removed. So doing better here, and he's realizing his mistake. And yeah, we're gonna have him removed. And obviously I am bow on because I hardly take any damage that way. And just gotta remove this guy here. He's almost getting into cover, so we're just gonna broadside now to make sure we remove him. I don't want to have to go all the way around that island there to catch him, because time is of the essence here. You know, we are ahead, but we are not doing terribly well here. We've only got one cap, the one that funnily enough I've taken, and I still don't understand how that battleship got removed. That was interesting. Anyway, so in the meantime, the Shimakaza has been removed by someone, and look at this guy lurking over there, Mr. Patman. You know, I've seen you, I know what you're up to, and you're not gonna get what you want out of that, because you're just gonna waste a salvo, and I'm still gonna approach your B cap, and there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, the Shima, like, he waited 5 minutes to enter the battle, and then he was in the battle for less than a minute, and then he got taken out. Okay, that's, you know, that's almost worse than my battleship. Almost. I mean, well, it's pretty bad. So there's no more destroyers over on this side here. So actually there's no ships over here on this side anymore. So I'm needed elsewhere, and I'm needed in the middle of the map. You can see the Shimmer in here. And this guy I've run into before, and he is quite a good destroyer player. So we have to get over here. And the problem on this map here, like the main problem really, is if your team doesn't manage to, you know, either remove the battleships or force them into positions where you can, you know, jump from C to B caps without getting citadeled. Because in that case, there's no way I can get over there to help, and my radar cannot reach, obviously, from this spot here to the B cap. So I have to get over there. And if there's a battleship out there, like just guarding this piece of this strait of water here, that's a huge problem. So that's something that, you know, if you ever play this game with me on this map here, I would very much appreciate that, you know, we're able to move between the caps. But of course, it's not always up to, you know, individuals. So look at the score here. Like, the Reds are actually only behind by about 50 points, and we only have one ship more than they do. So it's fairly equal here, and all we have to do is just keep the B cap. Don't even worry about the A cap. There is no need to focus on that thing. There is a battleship going over there, and that's waste. Just don't worry about it. All we have to do is hold the B cap, and that's fairly easy, unless you get rushed. But they don't have enough ships left to rush, so we should be able to do this. So first I'm just softening up this Kurfürst here. I bet he's hating this, because there was the guy before who was just sitting behind the mountain waiting for me to be spotted, and then he was just, yeah, you know, wanting to citadel me, and yeah, that's not gonna work, my man. And the same thing with the Conqueror before. Not gonna work. This is an Agile Minotaur, and I know I'm not using the Agile build right now. I'm sitting behind a mountain, you know, Aaron style. Just I'm sorry, Aaron. I said that. But yeah, I'm not using the Agile build here, because when you can shoot from cover, you should, obviously. Especially in a Minotaur that's so fragile. So we got the battleships moved off to, you know, one corner of the map, meaning that I can deal with this destroyer here in peace and quiet, because I'm spotted and I'm sure he's around here. I'm sure he's spotting me, and he's probably out there somewhere. Because like I said, I played this guy before, and he's quite a tricky destroyer player. So all I have to do is to sit here, really, because now we've sent the battleships off to God knows where. So all I have to do is to sit here and, you know, block the destroyer from entering the cap. That's really all I have to do. There is no need to push. There is no need to do anything else than hold the B cap. And there's so many. See, now he's getting frustrated, shooting at me from the smoke. Oh, it's such a good feeling when that happens. You know, I see so many teams when they have 2 caps and they push for the 3rd cap, and then they get wiped out because they are, like, especially on this map here, they're crossing a whole area of open water. It's just unnecessary. Like, you can win battles easily on point. It's actually easier than sinking the remaining ships, because who wants to sink those 2 battleships running off to the corner of the map? That's just a waste of time. They are never going to be able to do anything useful in this battle again here. So obviously now he's firing torpedoes, so just gonna lure him a little bit by reversing. I am aware that he is on the torpedo thing, but I'm just gonna lure him to fire all his torpedoes, and then I'm just gonna go back into hiding here. But he's doing a really good job of bouncing most of my shells, and you know, good destroyer players, they know exactly how to deal with the Minotaur. And sometimes you can be absolutely powerless in your Minotaur if you're dealing with a good destroyer player who knows how to deal with your AP only Minotaur. And if you don't know how to do it, well, I can, you know, put you in the direction of Bravo Foxtrot, because I know he definitely knows. And well, most good destroyer players know how to do it. So before I was wrinkling my nose at the battleship over at the last cap, but he is actually, you know, making an effort, and I shouldn't, you know, talk that down in any way, because a battleship capping is amazing, and that is an excellent job, and I love to see it happen. And as you can see, by moving over here and, you know, switching my attention from C to B, because at C there was nothing else to do, and even if there was a battleship left over at C, I would have left anyway. Someone else would have to deal with that, because that's not my primary, you know, it's not what my ship is built for. It's exactly for defending caps just like this against very good destroyer players, and, you know, just keeping them out of the battle. And if you can keep the destroyers out of influence, you're going to win. You don't even have to sink them. You just have to keep them away from the important spots on the map, keep them from spotting, and that's it. That's also the reason that if you see me in an epicenter match in my Minotaur, I always go straight for the middle of the map, because if I can get my Mino in there and you know, take up a nice position, I can keep any destroyer from the red team from doing anything useful, simply by, you know, just holding the whole cap and completely putting them out of any influence on the battle. And even if there's a carrier on the team, doesn't matter. Mino has really good AA. So we're getting to the end of the battle here, and like I said, this was a run of 17 straight wins in a row, and I mean, that's unusual. I'd say 10 is a good run, 12 you're starting to get into the territory where statistically you're going to lose a battle, and it's rare that I get more than 12, I will admit that. You know, getting 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, that's like you are getting into you know, casino odds there. But it happened, and I think I might have actually had done a longer streak in Yamato. I can't remember how long it was, but it was at least 15. And these are, of course, solo battles, by the way. In a division, it's nothing special. You can fairly easily do 20 wins, 25 wins, even in a division if you have good division mates. Not too difficult. So we're just farming a little bit of extra damage of this Iwami here. I was, like, 30 seconds ago, I was wondering, should I go after him and, like, kill him off entirely? But then at that point, I thought I was at 4 kills, and I was thinking, oh yeah, it could be a Kraken. But then I thought I was only at 3 kills, and I was like, nah, okay, there's no point doing that. I might get sunk doing that. And then I can't use the video. So, no, I'm kidding. So we just leave him alive, because obviously we are winning in about a second here. And Radar Minotaur, like, definitely super powerful ship. Very, very powerful. And with an agile build, it's also a lot of fun. And as you can see, we are keeping a very nice win rate with this build here. So, hope you enjoyed it. See you out there.